What if I told you that the most successful people on Earth, we're talking world-class athletes, top CEOs, Nobel Prize winners, all share one vital thing in common, and it happens in the very first 60 minutes after they wake up? We're diving into this explainer today because what we're looking at isn't about guesswork, and it's definitely not some trendy life hack. We're exploring 7 morning habits rooted purely in peer-reviewed research, real science that you can literally apply tomorrow morning.
So what do these top performers actually share? Well, it's not innate talent. It's definitely not just having more money in the bank. It's the science of how they choose to start their day. It's all about leveraging biology to their advantage, right from the exact second their eyes open.
But let's be real. What does the morning actually look like for most of us? We wake up and we immediately grab our phones. We doom scroll for 20 minutes, flood our brains with anxiety, and then spend the rest of the morning rushing around. And the real tragedy here? For the first hour after you wake up, your brain is in this highly plastic, almost meditative state. It is primed for absolute potential. But instead of capturing that, we just throw it away on social media. Let's fix that.
All right, habit 1, sunlight in the first 30 minutes. Let's slow down for a second here, because the biology behind this is absolutely foundational. Stanford neuroscientist Dr. Andrew Huberman has studied this extensively. When natural light hits your eyes right after waking, it triggers your cortisol awakening response. This is a totally natural, healthy spike that wakes up your brain, sharpens your focus, and literally sets your internal circadian clock for the entire rest of the day.
And the best part? It doesn't even take long. You just need 5 to 10 minutes of outside light. No sunglasses. If it's kind of cloudy out, just double it to about 15 or 20 minutes. The absolutely crucial point is that this single, totally free habit doesn't just wake you up. It actually improves your sleep quality that night because your body finally knows exactly when the day started.
Moving right along to habits 2 and 3, hydration and caffeine, specifically timing your intake. Okay, so the order and timing of your morning liquids, it really matters. Let's look at how this builds biologically. Your body naturally produces a surge of cortisol between 8 and 9 a.m. Now, if you drink coffee immediately upon waking, you actually blunt that natural spike, which leaves you feeling less awake. But if you wake up, drink water, and wait exactly 90 minutes before that first cup of coffee, your caffeine hits harder, it lasts way longer, and you completely avoid that dreaded afternoon crash.
And hey, don't skip that initial water. A 2022 study in the Journal of Nutrition found that dropping into just a tiny 2% dehydrated zone significantly impairs your mood, your concentration, and your working memory. Think about it. You've just gone 8 hours without water. Every single cellular function in your body needs it. Keep a glass right on your nightstand and drink it before your feet even hit the floor.
Next up, habit 4, cold exposure and waking up the system.
Now, you can totally achieve this system wake-up through a morning workout, but we really need to talk about the cold shower because the neurochemistry is wild. Research from the University of Virginia shows that cold exposure triggers an absolutely massive release of epinephrine and dopamine. We're talking about a 250% dopamine increase, and that elevation doesn't just spike and drop, it lasts for hours. Just a 30-second cold blast at the very end of your normal morning shower is enough to fundamentally shift your state.
Which brings us to habit 5, the no phone rule and protecting your brain.
Remember that highly plastic state we were talking about a minute ago? Well, upon waking, your brain is actually operating in a theta wave state. It's relaxed, it's creative, and it is highly suggestible. The second you check your phone, you aggressively flood that vulnerable theta state with other people's priorities, news alerts, and anxieties.
Studies published in the Journal of Experimental Psychology actually show that just receiving a notification, even if you don't open it, splits your attention and measurably reduces your cognitive performance. You really have to protect that first 30-minute window, guard it fiercely.
All right, habit 6, intention setting and finding your focus for the day.
Now, don't worry, this doesn't require some massive 5-year life plan or 30 minutes of deep journaling. Before you even leave the house, just answer this prompt. What is the one thing I need to accomplish today for the day to feel successful? Research by Peter Gollwitzer at NYU on implementation intentions actually proves that people who form specific, single intentions like this are 2 to 3 times more likely to actually follow through. Just one thing. Write it down.
And finally, habit 7, a high-protein breakfast, fueling the body and mind.
Let's get straight into the biochemistry of your morning fuel. Getting a solid hit of protein in the morning, like eggs or maybe some Greek yogurt, totally blunts the insulin spike you'd normally get from a heavy, carb-loaded breakfast. According to a 2020 study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, people who consumed 30 grams of protein at breakfast ended up eating 400 fewer calories over the rest of the day. Why? Because morning protein actively suppresses ghrelin, which is your body's main hunger hormone, for up to 4 solid hours.
Now, I really want to emphasize this distinction. This is not diet culture, this is biochemistry. You are literally programming your hormones for sustained energy and focus.
So, let's talk about the 2-habit challenge and your next steps.
We've covered a lot of ground in this explainer today, but the goal here is definitely not to overwhelm you. Here is the absolute truth. You should not try to do all 7 of these tomorrow morning. Please don't. Instead, just pick 2 habits. Specifically, pick the 2 that are the furthest away from what you currently do. Commit to only those 2 for 14 days. Build that small chain first, let the biology start working for you, and only then add more links. Before the emails start, before the obligations pile up, before the rest of the world starts pulling at your attention, remember this. The morning belongs entirely to you. Use it intentionally, and I promise you, the rest of the day will follow. So as you set your alarm tonight, ask yourself, are you going to wake up by default tomorrow, or are you going to wake up by design? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch